Today, we're going to be making a drop similar to the one in Habstrakt's tune, Gotta Be, coming at you. Yo, it's Thomas Anthony from FinishBetterMusic.com, where we believe great producers aren't born, they're trained. Now, every week on the channel, I upload a new tutorial where I show you exactly how to create music similar to popular artists. So if that's something you're interested in, consider subscribing. Today, we're going to be recreating a drop similar to the one in Habstrakt's tune, Gotta Be. I just love Habstrakt's blend of sexy vocals and aggressive bass sounds. In this video, you're going to learn exactly how to create the bass from scratch using Serum, and then we'll dive into the bass pattern, followed by the lead and effect sounds, and then finally we'll recreate the drop. I like to make these videos so that I can show you the why behind why I do things, and that way you can apply any of these techniques to your own songs. Now, there's a link in the description below to download the Ableton project file along with the Serum bass preset, and you can also find in the link down below our free Finish Better Music sample packs, project files, and PDF guides. One of them being our release ready checklist, and this thing details the 3 most important things you got to get right before releasing your music. Now, if you do want to go deeper with me, consider checking out our music mentoring program at FinishBetterMusic.com. We've helped our students finish music that's gained hundreds of thousands of streams, been supported by artists such as Tiesto, Chammy, and Marshmello, and signed to major labels such as Confessions, Monster Cat, and Reveal Recordings. Now, there's a link in the description below where you can check out exactly what the program consists of, what our students have accomplished, and how to apply for a free feedback and strategy session. On that session, we meet for 1 hour via Zoom, and we take a look at one of your tracks, give you super detailed feedback, and a plan for how to move forward. And from there, we can choose together whether to work together or not. So if that's something you're interested in, there's a link in the description below. All right, let's get into the song, baby. All right, so first off, Habstrakt, I just want to say he's a badass. He's been around for a long time. He's has a very unique, growly, aggressive bass sounds, and he's a badass producer. There's no question about it. But one thing I just want to make a note about this song is there is some nice vocals in here. Having good vocals will take a song a long way. It gives a nice contrast between the aggressive bassiness and the more melodic-y musical parts of the song. Now we'll talk about here, it starts off right here. There's this nice vocal with some hip-hop parts, and then it begins to build up about here, and then drops into something like this. And then that pretty much continues. We add some claps and hi-hats in here. And this, in my opinion, is a great combination of bass house and dancey, awesome, techie kind of stuff, because it has that really nice aggressive growly bass, and then it goes into more of a funky style bass line, which I find is just more conducive to dancing. So what I have done is set out the drums here, but before we jump into that, you have to know that this is an 11A, which is F sharp minor, probably my favorite key to produce in. It's high energy, and I love the sound of the F sharp. So this kick is just a basic kick in F sharp. And this is to mimic, there's no other drums kind of going on here, and while this growly synth is going on. And then I have 2 claps, this one and this one. And one's wide, one's skinny, and they just make a nice sound when it's combined. And then the hats, just a really short hat, and a kind of like a wider one. Give a nice vibe together. And then again, I used over here, now this is when you can download this project for free in the description with all the samples and the one bass patch that I'm going to be making today. But I can't include these technically house packs. I just threw them in here because you should go over and support these guys. Go over to their channel and just get the pack if you want some loops like this. But some great loops. Just keeps the momentum going. That one's kind of a lower one, and when they're combined, just adds another little layer of a clap in there too. So those are basic drums. It's just a 4-to-the-4 drums with some loops and stuff on top. Now, if we look at, the next thing we're going to look at is the bass. The bass that we're going to be making today is this one. But I have also added in some of the shots, which I'll explain a little bit later. And I also have, this is a synth that I made with a homie, Alex Mind. He has actually sent half of it over to me. And I'm not going to show you how to make this one because this is kind of my signature sound bass that I've been fiddling around with. And I put different variations of that in some of my bass house songs, but I can show you the gist of it. So it's basically, I have 3 synths in here, one's a sub and then 2 silents on top. And then I just kind of saturate them and give it a little boost on the ties, but it's nice. It's a really nice growly synth. And that is something we teach in our music mentoring program. Like, I share all my projects and all my patches that I've made and all that kind of good stuff with students. So if that is something you're interested in, we do cover that in the mentoring program. But I have bounced this down into an audio file just so that you have this and you can kind of just see exactly how the project is broken down. Now, just overall, when we hear this bass, this is the one we're going to be making. Now I'm just going to duplicate this, and again, I'm going to just clear out this MIDI so that I can show you exactly how I go about just getting this dialed in. So it's pretty straightforward here. I always just go, again, if I just collapse all these except for the Serum, I always just go and get the rhythm of the track first. So I listen to the reference track. So I know that there's a bass sound right there. So if I go into this, I know that there's a bass sound. It's probably going to be start with the F, which is the root note. So I'm just going to drag that out. That might be a little bit too long. So probably right there. That's about, maybe that's still a bit too long. There, looks good, because we can see that there's like no bass really happening in that area. And then we can start there. And we can even see there's dunk, 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 dunk. There's a... It goes clap, and then there's a hit. And then it goes dun, dun, dun. And then it's pretty much rinse and repeat. Now, after I get the rhythm down, I like to go into the melody. But before we jump into the melody with things, you can go over to my Instagram and just follow me on Instagram. I have some awesome tips about music production that I share every week. I also have some stuff about my tutorials that are coming up, and this is all my stuff about my music. I just had a song that released on Mixfeed, and right now it's on Spotify. It has 120,000 plays, and SoundCloud 120 or something like that too. So it's doing really well. I also answer all my DMs. So if you have a question about anything, you feel free to hit me up at It's Tom Anthony. And if you're getting any value out of this video, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the like button. And if you really like if you want more of these videos every week, hit the subscribe button. Now, this is interesting here, getting back to this bass, is we can see exactly kind of what's going on using this frequency analysis. So it goes bum, bum, bum. We can see that there's like 2 notes. One of these notes is a C, so it's pretty low. So we know C sharp is in our scale, so it's bum, 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 bum. So I'm just going to try and mess around with some of these sounds. Now, notice I haven't even got a sound in there. So I'm going to put Serum in here. This is the bass, the patch that you can download from Finish Better Music. But I am going to go over here and I'm going to init preset. So we can listen to this. Now we can hear our... Now it's getting there, but I think this note is, if we listen to it, bum, 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 bum. Something like that. Now, we don't have to do it exactly the same as the original, but we just want to kind of dial it into where it's kind of like sounding a little bit around. And again, once you have things in keys, you can just begin messing with these to make your own melodies. One other thing to note is that these notes, when I click, we want to just bring this in a little bit because they don't go all the way to the end. And we can even see on here like that it doesn't go to the end either, so we can probably bring it in a little bit more. Just like that. Now we're kind of getting the vibe. So now to make this song, or this patch, it's really, really easy.
So this guy hit me up on Tinder last night, and the first thing I did was check out his SoundCloud.
Not another shitty producer.
Yep, you guessed it. His mixes were so unbalanced and weak.
Gross. He probably learned everything on YouTube. Such a turnoff.
Yeah, he had no idea how to compress his drums either.
I just wish more guys knew what they were doing in the studio.
Right? Guys who know exactly how much distortion to use, it turns me on so much.
It gets so wet when a guy can make a song that can keep me interested all the way to the end.
Oh my god, yes, there's nothing hotter than an interesting song and a mix that sounds good on every system.
We just use this, we're using a default oscillator at a square wave or sawtooth wave, and we want to drop it down 3 octaves. Sounding pretty snazzy. And then we're going to go direct out, and we're going to get one of these. But we're going to drop this down 3 octaves as well. Now that's sounding super duper fat. We're going to bring this level up a bit. Now, where a lot of the magic comes in is going to be in this filter, or the envelope shapes, sorry. So the first envelope shape, we just want to bring this down so it's more plucky styles, and we want to dial this into probably about 500 milliseconds or so. Leave the release the way it is, and the attack the way it is, that's fine. Now we do want to bring this, we're going to bring this over to the cutoff. And we got to turn the cutoff on, and we want it to AB. Even, we don't have to have AB on there, but I always put it to AB. Now we're going to press the shift, so shift and option, so that it gets brought over to the other side, and we can listen. And again, you can dial all of this into tastes, but this is, I'm just showing you exactly how I did it for this track. So that's basically it for like the main elements of it, but we're going to go over to here and we're going to look at some of the effects. So the first effect, I just want to put a little bit of multiband on there just to bring out some of the, just to compress it a little bit. And then I also want to put on a little bit of distortion because this is going to get it really cranking. We want to put it onto post, and we're going to cut off some of this and we're going to crank this mofo up. Now we also want to bring this cutoff to there. And we're going to, now we got the sound, and then it's sounding really, really fly from there. So again, we just want to crank that up, and again, you can dial these into taste. For me, for this sound, I really wanted it to be really nice and punchy. And then on the outside board, I just put a saturator on with a medium curve, and honestly kept all the highs in there. So that is basically it for the bass. Now I'll talk about these other elements to add to really just dial in the sound and really to fill it out, because if we listen to theirs, there's a lot of other things going on. But quickly before we do that, if you would like help with your music and you want to try and get to the next level, consider checking out our music mentoring program. It's over at FinishBetterMusic.com. And again, you can check out like what the whole program consists of, what our students have to say, and you can hit up, these are actual people that finish the program and who are doing well. You can hit up any of these people on Facebook and just see what our program was about, talk to them firsthand about it and their experience of the program. We are so completely transparent, and we have been helping our students just get their music to the next level. This guy, Kral, he finished our mentoring program, and he just released an EP with Revealed Recordings, which is Hardwell's label, which is amazing. And also, we just did a song together on Panthers Groove. It just has currently over, I think, 80,000 streams on Spotify, something like that. And man, he just worked really hard, saved up, worked really hard, and has been crushing it ever since. And we have a few other students who are also really, really crushing it. And that's what I love about the mentoring program. So again, if you want us to help you with your music, you can go over and apply for a free feedback and strategy session. On this session, we will basically fill this form out. Gives us all the information that we need to know to kind of set up a plan for you. Send us over your tune. We'll review one of your tracks, give you detailed feedback on your music, and then give you a plan to take your song to that next level. And we really focus on just giving value in these calls. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely consider checking it out and filling out an application, and we'll get in touch with you. Again, this mentoring program, though, is not for everybody. We're looking for students who are super hardworking, coachable, and are not just at the very beginning level because we don't teach very beginners, but more of a, if you can finish a song, even though it sucks, if you can finish the song, that's the level that we're at, and we can take you to that next level and help you, show you exactly what it entails to finish a full and badass song, a complete song. Like songs that, because I've released tons of songs and I show you exactly everything that I do from start to finish to make a fully complete song. And if you want to just go a little bit deeper with us, we also have some free stuff, free sample packs, PDF guides. This one's money if you want to get your music on point, if you're unsure of if your music's ready to be released, and we have some breakdown videos. All right, back to this. So we have this song now with, if we just turn off these extra effects, this is what the song is going to sound like. Now again here, this is also important. So I remember I went there and I shortened these clips. We need to shorten this as well because we have to dial in the plucky sound, and that does have something to do with the length of the notes. So if those longer notes were kind of sounding weird, because we shorten them up, they sound more plucky and punchy. I would even actually shorten this bad boy up half, like, oops. There, that sounds better. Now, all I've done here, and unfortunately I can't, just like I said with the hi-hat loops, I can't share these samples with you, but they are in the Technically House pack. Basically, I just put on here a nice, like, reverby horn sound combined with this, another horn sound, and then a reverse horn. And overall, that's exactly how I went about making that. And if we were teaching this, again, I always say in the creative process, this is like the funnest and most easiest part of making music because you don't have to go down and like think logistically if things are going to work mixing wise, or you don't have to really, you're just putting a lot of ideas down in a track. And what we would teach you in the mentoring program, if this was a style of track that you'd like to make, is really how to add all the entire different layers to make it sound full and complete, and then going into really, really heavy detail on the mixing, because there are a lot of elements here and they have to sound big and powerful and balanced. And we really teach that the exact process of how to do that. So again, yeah, FinishBetterMusic.com. And I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Again, you can download this project file with the Serum bass patch in the description below. All right, until next week, peace.